Get the facts right.
10 people have been shot, including some children, by a gunman who opened fire at 7 separate locations in Rancho Tehama, including the elementary school there. Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight for yet another mass shooting, but this time it's local. I'm Mike Mangus.
And I'm Allison Woods. 5 people are dead, including the gunman. We have complete team coverage of the shooting in the small Tehama County community tonight. We're starting with KRCR News Channel 7's Taylor Torragano, who spoke with a man who lived near the shooter and says his roommate was killed this morning.
Good evening, Mike. Allison, I'm on Rancho Tehama Road. It's the main artery that goes into and out of this small town. It's also the road police had blocked off for the majority of today just behind me. It was here that I spoke with Brian Flint, the man who says he was the suspect's neighbor. He was in Redding early this morning fishing when he got a call saying his roommate had been shot. When he got home, he found the suspect had killed his roommate, then stolen his truck. Flint says he knows the man who would go on to murder 4 people and injure another 10. He says his name was Kevin. He lived 2 doors down from him. Flint described him as a crazy and dangerous man, often shooting up to 100 rounds of gunfire every night and morning.
All I know is that, the guy shoots a lot of shots at night, and he's just crazy. I would hope that, there would be more effort into preventing things like this, and that, I don't know. The police have came around my house a lot recently, so maybe it was for gunshots, maybe not. I'm not sure, but, just needs to be more of an effort for things like this to be prevented.
Flint says his roommate had just turned 57 years old and was a very nice man. He also says he feels terrible that this suspect would use his own vehicle to go out and carry on such a horrendous act. Coming up at 5:30, hear from the cousin of one of the youngest victims, a child shot at Rancho Tehama Elementary School, now in critical condition at UC Davis. I'm live in Rancho Tehama. Taylor Torragano, KRCR News Channel 7.
Thank you, Taylor. The shooting has rocked the small community of Rancho Tehama in southwest Tehama County, where the Rancho Tehama Association website says, quote, "The people are friendly and the pace is relaxed." The 2010 census shows the community with not quite 1,500 people, about 80% of them white. It's about 10 miles west of I-5 between Red Bluff and Corning. Rancho Tehama Elementary School is part of the Corning Unified School District. Deputies say the shooting started during some domestic violence, and the man was shot and killed while he was running from Rancho Tehama Elementary School, where people told us they saw him firing into the school buildings. We spoke with a father, Coy Ferreira, who was at the school when the gunman started shooting at the building. Here's how he described it.
I was walking with my child to the classroom because they blew the whistle for the first bell, which gives the students time to go to the bathroom and use the water break real quick. And then that first whistle blew, there sounded like a firecracker went off, and we all stopped and were stunned, like, who would do such a thing? These were little kids, and who would have it? And then, like I said, within a minute later, there was 3 more shots fired. That was what they pronounced, and all of a sudden, one of the teachers came running out around the building, told us to all run inside. There was a shooter coming, and we all hurried up and ran and told the students to get in the classroom and not to line up. And within a minute, we were all buckled in our classrooms, and all of a sudden, there was gunshots going for a good 20, 25 minutes, and just firing, shots fired. My window was hit to like a few shots. A student was injured in my classroom. Within seconds of me looking out the window to see if I could see the shooter, and he got nailed somehow. And sorry, it happened all so fast.
That little boy was hit in the chest and the foot, but he's expected to survive. We'll have more on him in a little while. Ferreira said he thought the shooter would have had to have been on an elevated ramp to hit students hiding under their desks.
The Tehama County Sheriff's Office tells us they are holding off on naming the suspect because the family has not been identified now, but they say the suspect's family members are missing and the death toll may rise after they serve search warrants. Assistant Sheriff Phil Johnson said several agencies are on the ground in Rancho Tehama actively investigating 7 different crime scenes as the shooting spread across many locations, including the Rancho Tehama Elementary School. He added the shooter rammed one of the vehicles he was driving through a school gate, entered the school grounds on foot with a semi-automatic gun with multiple round clip, and was wearing a vest with clips embedded into it. It appears that after the shooter realized he was not going to be able to get into the school, he left the school grounds and took his killing spree to the streets of Rancho Tehama. Now, in response to the shooting in Rancho Tehama, Vice President Mike Pence took to Twitter, posting, quote, "Saddened to hear of the shooting in Northern California, the loss of life and injuries, including innocent children. We commend the effort of courageous law enforcement. We'll continue to monitor the situation and provide federal support as we pray for comfort and healing for all impacted."
We go to the weather now.